stand up, stand out. Oh, stand up, stand out. Be magnificent today. Stand up, stand out.
Alright, so Raiden, what's going on here? What's this game all about?
The game's called World of Warcraft. Ideally, what the main purpose of the game is you create a character. There's all different kinds of classes you can create. And what you do is you level the character up, you make friends on the game, and you pretty much kill the other team. That's pretty much the idea of the game, is to take the other team out. And there's all kinds of different things you can do. You get better gear, do instance runs, do all kinds of different things. But yeah.
I first found out about it off one of my friends at work, and he showed me into it, and I thought, it was pretty interesting, because you can make a character however you want, like another person however you want, and you can earn money on it, you can make things, you can learn different skills. There's so much stuff you can do, and you spend so much time doing it. Like I spent 2 years of my life playing that game. I'd go to work, I'd come home, play it until 2 o'clock in the morning, and then go to sleep, get up, play it, and then go to work again. That was my life, So it's very, very time consuming.
Every time, like after school, I'd come home and that's all I'd do, like play WoW and that's it. And on the weekends, that's about all I'd do. Really time consuming. Basically played it for about 2 years.
And now Raiden, what about you, mate? What's your involvement with online gaming?
Online gaming. Alright, I got pretty into it with a lot of different things. This wasn't the only game I played. This one was the main game I played. As the other guys have said, it's pretty time consuming. I remember I'd stopped going to church and just used to sit at home and play the game. I'd get up, in the morning, think that, I probably should play the game for a little bit. And I'd just end up sitting there all day pretty much, and Mum used to ring me up asking me where I am because I'm not at church and stuff, and I just blow her off and I just continued playing the game. And some days I'd play it 24 hours, just wouldn't even go to sleep, just stay playing the game. So it's pretty addictive. Like, you don't think it's that much of a trap until you look back on it after you've stopped playing the game, and then you look at how much time you've actually wasted sitting there playing the game, and it's really doesn't really do much for you. It's pretty well useless. Like, it doesn't get you anywhere in life. So yeah.
I guess that would be a pretty annoying thing. Like, you've defeated the greatest arch enemy boss, and you've climbed up all the levels and developed all these powers and done all this thing in the virtual world, and then in the real world you've done nothing.
But another thing with this game is that it doesn't actually end. There's no end to the game. It continues all the time. They're always bringing out new things for you to do. So the game actually doesn't end, which keeps people stuck in it because you never finish. You never actually stop playing because there's always something else, something better to get. So yeah, it's a bit of a trap as well. So yeah.
Well, and so that feeling of discontent, like you can never feel satisfied in it. Is that?
I mean,
right?
you're always striving to get the best stuff that you can get. You get gear and it makes you better than other players, but they're always bringing out new gear. So you never feel like you get to the point where you've got the best stuff you can get. They're always bringing out more. So there's never an ending to it.
Okay, so you guys shared that you guys were fully addicted to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to work out, like, how is this addictive? I mean, what's the big deal? It's just like animation. It's just like, how could that like dominate so much of your life to the point where you're playing it 24 hours a day? What is it that's so drawing? I mean, this game or other games like it. This is World of Warcraft. WoW, which is probably it the most popular one out there?
One of the most popular of its time. Yeah.
What makes these games so alluring? These games in general.
When you're playing, people don't know what you look like. You can I've made a lot of friends on there in the game that I've never seen before in my life. All they know is what kind of personality you are. So it doesn't matter what you look like, who you are, where you come from. You can make friends with pretty much anybody on there. That's one of the allures I have to it. And it's worldwide. So I had people that I was friends with in America and all over the place that you play with. Mostly Australia and Asia on the ones we were on. But yeah, so you know, you've got like an MSN thing there where you can talk to people all the time. Like you can talk to your friends pretty much all the time while you're playing. Yeah, and you can interact with them as a character in the game. So yeah.
Can you boys show me some stuff about this game so help me to understand it?
Okay, well, here you've got the character of the game. Around here is where you put all your spells, enchants, casting things, stuff that you use to attack and heal and do all other kinds of things. It's all a magic-based game pretty well. It's all about magic and...
medieval.
Can you show me about the characters?
Okay.
Like the characters and forming your own character? Because Jason, you were saying something before about becoming the person you wanted to be. I mean, do you think that there are people out there that have insecurities about their image or something, and that's kind of linked to this whole forming your own character?
Yeah, well, you can create a person in this virtual world how you want them. You know, there's you know, for instance, like I played it when I'm 27 at the moment. But then you've got people like my little brother Jordan, who's 16, and he plays it as well. But you don't know how old anybody is. Do you understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. So anybody can come in, create what they want, and play that character as they want or wish maybe that their life was like. If you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, so someone that was normally like the underdog and like people don't respect them, and like they try and have a conversation with someone, they look down on them because they they're too short, they're too thin, they're something like they don't like something about themselves. They feel marginalised because of it, but then on the online world, people don't know those things, and they kind of judge you based off your abilities on the game and your character and how well they're developed on the game, and so it's like an escape from the real world.
Yep. And if something happens that you're not happy with, you can just turn it off. You know, if someone's talking to you don't like, or you're upset about something, you can just zone out. There's an escape from it too. You can just turn it off.
And you can do whatever you want and get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like a whole new approach to life. Yeah. Like it's a whole new life. I mean, what do they call it anyway? Second life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like you can do anything in this world, but it has no bearing on the real world. But then, funny enough, like I mean, people do take it personally a bit on the game as well. Like certain raids and attacks, and if they're considered immoral, people get upset about it. That's right. Like I remember hearing about like a funeral that they were having for one character, and then they got raided, and they killed the people at the funeral.
Yep.
And then like there was this uproar about it. It's like people do seem to like actually find themselves in the game, and that there's some element of reality to it. That's why they get upset. But at the same time, you're committing crimes and things on there.
Yep. There is people in there called GMs or game masters, and they control what you can and can't do. They're the people who make the game and work for the company that runs it. They do have rules as you're not allowed to swear, you're not allowed to say profanities or be sort of. You can actually verbally harass people by calling them names and attack them in that way in the game, and belittle them and stuff. And the GMs do. They police that a bit. If you're doing that, they can stop you from playing. They can give you warnings and fines and stuff like that. So. Okay.
The characters. Can you just show me about this designing the character thing, Brad? Or, yeah.
Jordan.
Oh yeah, Jordan.
Well, basically, there's two factions that you choose from, the Alliance and the Horde, and there's all these different races that you can pick from, and there's all different classes that come with those races, and you can pick your gender, choose what skin colour and what your face looks like, all those kind of things, and then you can pick a name, like a name that only you have, and yeah.
Far out.
I had a Night Elf Warrior. That's what my character was when I was playing it.
So would you like to look that buff, Jordan?
Yeah, it'd be alright.
I called you Brad before accidentally because that's your brother.
That's alright.
But alright. Yeah. So it's
Some
like
pretty scary characters as well.
So I don't think anyone would like to look like that.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, though, some people are attracted to the evil side of the game, like the undead characters, like Jordan was just showing you, and the Horde, and that is an attraction to some people because they can be the evil kind of side instead of being the good side. They can be the evil. So you actually choose which way you want to go.
They can choose that side and go into a town, because this whole game, it has a virtual, like a whole world. There's towns and countries and places you can go to, and these guys can run into a town and attack everybody in there. Like Jordan, for instance, could be there leveling his character, running around doing quests to get higher up in the levels, and these guys can come in and kill him and attack him and kill him just for fun, you know, and make his life miserable. So there is that fact to it, and that's what I find most of these guys do. So. Everyone that we knew at the time was playing the game. So all your friends are online, you can talk to them anytime and muck around with them anytime. You know, you can go and help them out, or, you know, you can do anything like that. Like I can be at my house and Raiden can be here, or I can be in Africa, log on to the net and still play with him. You understand what I mean? I can still get interact, talk to him, and if he needs help doing a quest that might be a bit hard, he's got to go and do something that's a bit hard for him to do at his level, because each level, as you get better, like up in the levels, you get better at it. You know, like your skill level gets higher and higher, and you actually get better. So for a level, like they go up to 70 or whatever the levels, it's not really that important, but you know, if a level 70 was to go back to a level 1 area, the level 1s find it really hard to like hunt animals or collect certain things, because everything's built at their stage in the game, you know. So it's for them it's hard, but for instance, if a 70 went there, he can do everything in there, you know, because he's really awesome. So when he goes in there, all the level 1's like, oh wow, look at this guy, he's awesome, you know, because there's this level 70 come in there. So there's a lot of sort of, I don't know if you'd call it praising, but you know, when you get to 70, there's a lot of respect, you know, for a player in the game who gets there.
Well, okay, so is that part of it, like wanting to feel like, hey, check out what I can do? Yeah. Like
being better. Just being better than the other people. It makes you like, you know, like the gear that you get on the game determines, like if you've got a group of guys, like say there's a group of, like when we used to play with all our mates, we'd all get in a big group and just go around in a big party of guys just absolutely, just killing every one of the other team. And you just kill them. And if you had better gear than them, they couldn't do anything about it. So, you know...
Like we'd just for fun, we'd go into one of the enemy towns in a big... We'd all get on our like horses, ride into their town, and they'd be out doing whatever they got to do, like their quest, and they'd see us coming, like from a distance, all these horses running, and you'd see them running for it, trying to get away so they don't get killed, and we'd just chase after them, run them down, kill them all, and they'd like try and get out, fly out of the town, or get away, or log off. So that's what it's like.
I think the main attraction is just annoying other people. Really, like to me, the funnest part that I had in the game was making someone else's life miserable. Just continually killing them over and over again. Because when another side of it is when you actually die and you go to a graveyard. And then your spirit, you have to walk your spirit back to your body where you died at, and then you click res and you res again. And all you do is you just camp their body. You just stay there and wait for them to come back, and they res, then you kill them again. And because they only come back with half life. So you just continually do it until they log off, and then we all used to think that's great fun. You kill a person until they log off, and then you're like, suck in, you know? Like that was the enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, wow. Hey, I want to ask you guys, you obviously seen there was something wrong with it, and so that was part of the reason why you guys got out of it. And how did it affect your relationship with God, the online gaming?
You don't have any time. You don't have time to spend with God at all. Every spare minute you get, you're wanting to get better at what you're doing on the game. Like I remember spending a whole Sunday, me and Raiden, came around here probably, 9 in the morning. We stayed till probably 11 at night, and we'd just run around collecting one thing, this one type of thing. It was hard to find, and we'd run around all day collecting that because you needed like 20 of them.